G'day viewers, just out cruising around, going to do a bit of grocery shopping. So we're heading out to the Ural test track now. Heading out to the Ural test track to tighten up this mirror that keeps coming loose and experiment with some of my new ideas probably. And I thought we'd talk about reasons to buy a sidecar. I think I've just put up my review, 2,000 kilometre review. Oh, I think that's the GPS. I remember the GPS. The thing falling over. Alright, let's see if I can remember. I wrote them down even, so I could try and remember the reasons to buy a sidecar or buy a Ural in particular, in my case. So number one, it's fun. You always have fun out on the sidecar. It's good fun. Different type of riding. But that applies to riding motorbikes in general. It's great fun. Those that ride know about it. It's like, my great analogy is riding a motorbike and a sidecar is like being a dog with your head out the window. You ever seen a dog with his head out the window? They just love it, smelling all the smells around, and that's what it's like riding a motorbike, and I think even more so on a sidecar. Well, if not more so, just the same. To tighten a few things up here on this this old GoPro. So number one, it's fun. You're like a dog with its head out the window. What was number two? Number two, that's obvious one is number two is you can carry more stuff. Right, you've got the sidecar here and you can carry all your camping gear and beer, vodka, wine, whatever you want, all your camping gear, groceries, all sorts of things. So you got more room. I know camping on the Tenerife had everything stuffed in bags and saddlebags and all sorts of things. I've got everything on there. I used to carry too much, but so it's good to have plenty of stuff with you. Not too much, but good to be prepared. Be a Boy Scout. Anyway, I'm off track again. So you can carry more stuff. Or the other thing you can carry is someone else. So that's a good reason. You can carry a wife, girlfriend, dog, bear, as I'm saying, whatever you reckon. So that's good. Share the experience. So my kids and I have been out a lot together lately, and it's been pretty good fun. They've had great fun. And my long-suffering wife and I will eventually, once she gets a bit better, we'll be able to do some travelling around the place. That's the plan. Let's see if that comes to fruition. So we'll go down the Ural test track, have some lunch. That sounds like a plan, and I've got all my lunch. So why buy a Ural? Here's another reason. We're talking about carrying gear and so on. This is getting them all out of order. Not to worry. It's got a boot. So I was just coming out for some lunch, so I threw a chair and my little gas cooker and my lunch in the back, in the boot. Didn't have to squash it up in a bag or anything. So it is fantastic that the Ural sidecar has got a boot on it. So there we go. I'm going to stop here and fix this up. Be a good idea, I think. Tighten that up if I can. Oops. Oops. Hit the horn by mistake. down the Ural test track and back. There's been a bit of rain, but I should be able to get down the Ural test track without any dramas. We know all the where all the rocks are. But some new ones might be exposed. What other reason am I up to? Going down here. So you can carry more stuff, and I've covered the boot. Fun. Oh, the other one is chicks dig sidecar riders. How about that? Is that true? Let's say it's true. Chicks dig sidecar riders. And the Ural delay factor is real. I've mentioned that before. So that's another reason. Got my little trail there in a minute, which I think is just there. Yep. But we'll go along the test track. Yeah, so you can carry more gear. And chicks dig sidecar riders. What else? They're easy to work on. Compared to other bikes, you can get at everything very easily. And I've done the oil change and adjusted the valves and also on the valve clearances. And there's plenty of technical support available online. Lots of people willing to help you out on the Soviet Steeds forum and Facebook group and so on. So if you've got any questions, have a search first, obviously, but there's plenty of people willing to answer your questions and help you out. Go out of their way to help you out with some advice on how to do things. So that's another reason. When I stop, I'll look on my phone and look up all the other reasons. So up the hill here. It's a funny thing about cameras, you can't tell how steep something is. Not steep here, but it's just a bit of a hill. It's always bad when you watch motorbike videos and you see some blokes struggling to get up a hill, but it doesn't look like a hill on the camera. There's a dead end, turn around. But you know by looking at it, and if you were there, you can see how steep it was. So I might go up to my quiet little spot and have my lunch and look up the other reasons that I wrote down. I'm just in the notes on my phone. It's a nice cool day. Don't want to go up over that rock there. So there we go. We've scared away all the critters by riding down here. So I am lucky I've got this little track I can do just for a bit of fun to get out of the house for a little while and the lockdown. And I've got a little secret offshoot that I can go up, sit in the bush quietly and relax. So I'll go there. Oh, we've got to go around the bushes here. There's some big tree roots with like a 1 foot drop down there. Might be a bit hard to get up. People have been telling me, what do you need a bash plate for? Well, if you go down a little track like this, and you don't have a bash plate, you might bottom out on a rock, and it might not be a good end result. So I've got to turn around here, as I missed my turn off. Oh, there's another reason. For a Ural sidecar anyway, is it's got reverse. so I don't have to push it backwards. So here I go. Whee. Reverse, out of trouble. 3-point turn. When you come out of reverse, it automatically puts it into neutral for you too, so that's handy. And I'll go up my secret trail here. And there's a nice quiet spot up here out of the way. We can sneak in, have a little lunch. And enjoy the sounds of nature. And enjoy the Ural, whoa, over the bump, taking us off the beaten track. The old white gum trees are everywhere, plus their winter coat, as I said. And down the trail we go. Watch out for that tree. Does anyone remember George of the Jungle? When you were a kid? George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree. You remember that? Yeah. Show my age, maybe. George of the Jungle, watch out for that tree. Ah! It was like a comedy Tarzan. Maybe I dreamt it. Now, we're just poking along. Try not to tip the sidecar up on this bad angle. And I thought I saw a trail to the right. We will explore. Especially on these slow corners where you're turning a sharp left. If the sidecar wheel hits a rock and bounces up, it scares the crap out of me. Oh, there's a little... Let's pull in here and... It would be interesting trying to get out, I think. We get up here, but there's trees in the way. Oh, I think I'll just go to my normal spot. There's the mighty Ural.
Recording.
Okay, so we've had a nice little lunch here. Gone over some of the reasons. Another reason is getting a sidecar, and Ural in this case, is when you're in the bush like this. I've just turned around here and the ground was a bit softer than I thought. If I was on the Tenere, I would have put my foot in a hole and dropped it. So you can't drop the Ural, you can't drop the sidecar, so that's one good thing. So it's more stable in soft stuff like sand and so on. I've been through some sandy bits and some muddy bits. Whereas if I was on the Tenere, I probably would have dropped it. And going up here, I'd be a bit sus on the Tenere getting out of here. But on the Ural, no dramas at all. So you can't drop the bike, which is a good thing. Much more stable in the soft stuff. Alright, so highlighting the reasons again. There's another reason to have a Ural. You can got a jerry can on the side, so I've got 10 litres of spare fuel on there. And as I mentioned, you've got a boot. Plenty of room in the boot there. Also, it's got a shovel as you get stuck in trouble. So the boot and the shovel. Yeah, so the Ural is... Oops, let's get out of here first. Out of the bush. Watch out for the big rock. We're sort of off the track here. Yeah, so the Ural's much more forgiving for a numpty like me who's prone to... Whoops, hit a rock there. Prone to dropping the bike at low speed situations, turning the bike around. We all do that, I suppose. Most embarrassing time was at a servo once, pulled up jumped on the bike and went too far the other way and dropped the bike at the servo. I just got back from like a 3,000 kilometre trip and hadn't dropped the bike anywhere in the sand or anywhere, and then next trip, just a little trip to the servo. I think it was in Ural, and I dropped the bike at the servo. Fully loaded, of course. And somebody jumped in and helped me pick it up, I think. It was a nice lady helped me pick it up. So the Ural, that's one of the advantages of the Ural, is you're not going to drop it on those low speed things, and little sandy corners and stuff are good fun, whereas little sandy corners on the Tenere, oops, I'd go oops, or a bit of sand up on the pegs and power on, get through it. It wasn't a Ural, so no dramas at all. A few trees down here since the storms we had. Oops. Alright, so that's another reason you can't drop the Sidecar, which is good for a numpty like me. You could tip it over if you tried. That's pretty easy, especially if you haven't got anybody in the Sidecar. You hit a bump, I found then, you hit a bump, hit a rock on a little trail like that on the Sidecar wheel. The Sidecar wheel can bounce up in the air and catch you off guard a bit, but it's easy enough to correct. When you go around a corner, you can feel the wheel coming up. I'm getting better at it now. Not such a hopeless noob, just a hopeless not noob. Fix that mirror. You know. And the other reason is, as I go around that corner, I'm reminded that you get a free upper body workout. That's a good reason. So I'm supposed to be staying home under this lockdown. I'm still 5 kilometres from home, and I'm on my way to get some groceries on the way home. Some sheep, some lambs. Yeah, so it's good exercise. Whereas a normal bike, you just lean around the corners. You love cornering. With the Ural, you've got to keep pushing it around that corner. You've got to steer it around all the way around. Keep the handlebars turned. And you need a bit of muscle to do that sometimes. And when you get in trouble on the two-wheeler, in some soft sand or mud or whatever, you can stand up on the pegs. On the Ural, you can stand up on the pegs, you can, but then you lose the leverage. So you can't really steer, you can't use your knees to grip, and you're a bit hunched over. I think it's a bit hard to do. So you lose that leverage with your knees against the knee pads. The Ural's got these knee pads, so when you're cornering, you've got to use those knee pads, I found. We'll see. So one I forgot. So I came out for a little ride yesterday, so I'll edit those reasons in. And one of the important ones that I forgot is that the Ural has a spare wheel, and that is interchangeable in all 3 positions. I know that on the Australian, or the left-hand Sidecar version of the 2-wheel drive model, there's a bit of a problem where the spare wheel doesn't fit one of the locations. Not sure what it is. I'm sure someone will tell you. But anyway, on my bike, 1-wheel drive, 2020 Ranger, it fits in all 3 positions. So that's another handy thing. I've got a spare tube anyway, so I can pop a wheel off and put a new tube in it anyway. I know how to do that. I've done that a fair few times on the side of the road. Not a fair few. How many flats have I had in 15 years on my bike? Is 2 in 15 years. but I've helped other people as well. So it's riding in groups. There's always someone who needs a spare tube, needs a compressor or something. I'm usually the one carrying all that sort of stuff. An extra wheel is unreal. Carrying that around adds a bit of weight, but the Sidecar, the Ural's so heavy anyway, it doesn't really matter. So if you like cruising along, another good reason, there you go. Just like putting along, cruising, smelling oats, smelling the roses rather than smelling oats, I guess. It's good to get a Ural. You can just putt along. It's more like riding an agricultural type vehicle than a sports bike. So if you don't mind that, then the Ural is the bike for you. Yeah, so I don't mind being at the back. If you're out in front, I know riding in an adventure group, if you're out in front, leading or up the top the front with the front riders, all these funny things happen behind you and you only find out when everyone catches up. So that's another reason that if you're new to adventure riding, you're riding in a group, stay at the back, because when people fall off or all sorts of interesting things happen, you'll be able to catch up to them and enjoy the laughs. Anyway, enough theories of adventure riding. We're here to talk about the Ural. Okay, so heading home now. So that's it, viewers. Thanks for watching. I don't know how many reasons there were. This many reasons I put up on the screen for buying a Sidecar or buying a Ural in this case. Anyway, where's the other reason I was thinking about? Oh, lots of reasons, but they're always good fun. Anyway, always refer back to reason number one. It's good fun. Okay, bye for now. We'll catch you later.